So you said the name of the church. It's a large church. They got a bunch of people who play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, it's kind of known, like people that have known it for a long time know it as a pretty old school.
Yeah.
The choir's been around a long time. But we have like our worship leader that's been there for a couple of years now. He's like mid-30s, and he's a great leader. He's done a really good job at like cultivating that, and we kind of bring in some more modern elements, but we still like the choir is a big part of what we do.
So you got a
And
big
the orchestra.
choir, big orchestra.
Yeah.
And how many people on stage on a weekend?
On a normal weekend, there's probably like 115 or something.
On stage.
That's insane.
Do
I'm
you
the
know,
sound guy,
that you are close to the average church size in America at 100
On the
people
stage.
on the stage?
Oh my god.
For
That's why they keep
Christmas,
their attendance up.
You know what that
yeah.
means? That is the median. I
Yeah.
believe it's 130 or something, but that's the median. I could be way off on that.
I think it's lower than
I think it is
honestly.
lower. I don't know why. I'm
Tone
saying-
Somebody.
Okay, so
No,
So-
but for the Christmas thing, we had 150 something
Gracious.
at any like throughout the night, but we had more come up for different events. So
All right, I
there
know
were
you know
over
the answer.
200
How many
people.
inputs is that?
that's what I gotta.
How
I mean,
many
less,
How many
because-
Behringer X32s are you chaining together to make this
We
work?
use a Waves LV1. It's a great
Oh.
console. It is limited at 64 channels, but all channels can be mono or stereo. So I'm having to like make some channel stereo
Yeah.
that aren't actually stereo, but then just to get more input.
They're like
into
two
the
different
console.
instruments.
Well,
Like
I don't do that, but I've had to like combine two violins onto one channel strip. But then I can still use plugins where I can affect
For
each
violins.
one individually.
Oh, that's
Okay,
smart.
Stuff like that, you know.
I think that begs the question: how much does it piss you off when the oboe player comes in with a ping pong delay?
Hasn't happened
And
yet.
how are you panning
Hasn't
it?
happened yet.
How are you panning it
We
from the
did-
stereo image in the front?
You're trying to
Hey,
be hilarious. We had
I
an
feel
oboe
like
player,
Dan has
though.
a lot to add to our conversation about front of house.
That's why I'm leading into this. I know. That's why I'm leading into this.
Can we get a real like front of house?
Yes.
Before we go there, 65 to 85 weekly attendance
Oh,
on
wow, that's
average.
a lot lower.
However, it did say average seat capacity 200, 400. So
Wow.
we're not filling
They're
seats.
trying to shame
lot
us.
of
Not filling
Yeah.
seats. Maybe we should try some original tunes.
Right.
Dan,
Yeah.
please take it
You're-
away. Do you
As a
send-
guitar player-
You heard the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ongoing
No,
debate.
you guys you're 100% right. Like, I don't need stereo from an electric guitar. Like, from front of house, I don't need it.
Yeah, you should.
Most of our players are stereo, and I do just kind of, for the room, I am just kind of pushing the balance slightly off to the side.
Right.
But not far, because our PA, it doesn't accommodate. Not every seat in the house is getting a left and a right feed.
Right.
All right, question
So-
on that. So two guitar players in stereo, is that better than like just having one? Because it's like you're just putting them in the
Two
center,
is
basically.
better from a mixing standpoint, just to kind of, if you split them up a little bit, keeping
Okay.
things out of the center
Yeah.
is better.
Vocals,
Yeah.
kick drum.
So I have whoever's not leading, like we have a whole front line of singers, and if they're not leading, they're slightly off center. Yeah, like the center is the worship leader,
Sure.
the kick drum, the snare, the
Sure,
bass guitar, and that's it. I mean, we have a grand piano that's stereo mic'd, and it's wide, like hard panned, because both mics are picking up plenty
Sure.
of both. So for the stream, I kind of push things a little further, so it's more like what you'd expect when you put headphones on or you're listening at home, and
Yeah.
yeah.
there's more separation. In the house, it's not necessary at all.
That might be the biggest justification to me right there is
Yeah.
for the stream.
Yes.
It makes such a big difference that even if you felt like it didn't do much in the house, it's probably worth it
Yeah.
just for the people listening at home because you're right.
Yeah, our stream is just a post fader send. Like I'm
Yes.
just devoting a mix to it, and I can put headphones on,
And you
virtual
can make
sound
some
check,
cha- yeah,
and check it.
yeah.
But yeah, I just push the guitars a little further.
And that's probably the vast majority of
Yeah,
live.
it sounds
Stuff.
Great.
It's just
it sounds
yeah.
great.
Your mixes are awesome.
Yeah,
The
they are.
Christmas mix was like, there was a dude on the
You
gear
gotta hear
page
part
that
of it. Yeah,
it was like, it brought me to tears.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro.
You
It
make
literally-
people cry with your mix?
I
like
mean,
that.
he was alluding to that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But there's a lot of they're killing it up there.
Well, sure, but
Like, yeah.
so are you.
Yes,
I mean,
You can make it sound like
no.
crap if
exactly.
you want
it was
That
my
is hard.
personal best for sure,
Dude.
The best I've heard in
That's
that
awesome.
room, and the loudest, which like loudness is a relative thing. We have a lot of older people, and there are people that have complained about it being too loud. Not since I've been there, but it has happened. And usually what that means is there's one thing, maybe the electric guitar, like there's something that's poking out in a kind of an unpleasant way. But
What do
I was
you
able
keep
to.
you have a decibel meter at the board, I assume.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a long time.
But where's the no-go zone? Where do you like to be? Where would you expect to be?
I mean, it's mid 90s A weighted. So like if you go to C weighted and you include the low end and stuff, it's like 105 ish. We're probably 4 or 5 dB hotter than a Sunday morning at this. So
yeah,
mid to upper 90s.
Dude, you got to turn it up. You know what I mean?
It was
For
very
Christmas,
full. Yeah, it was a very full sound. The orchestra can like
With
knock
150
you over.
people, that's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, there were like 4 trombones and a tuba and 4 trumpets, and like they stack up. So I also set the whole stage and mic everything. Like I do everything that's on stage that's not a human is my responsibility.
So,
like,
is the orchestra employed, or is it
on a normal Sunday? Our orchestra is only like 22. It's grown. It's like 22 on average. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
There's 22 people in my worship team.
Yeah.
With all the, I mean, there probably is.